Back in 2013, my childhood dream came true when I signed for a professional football club, QPR. But after just 2 years, I was released. And my dreams of scoring in the stadium were lost forever. But that all changed today. Well, you see, over the last year, I played at many professional clubs and performed very well. And now, 10 years later, QPR reached out to give me the chance to fulfill my dream of playing at the stadium. The only problem is that the team we'll be facing is full of ex-Premier League footballers. So for the next 10 days, I'll be training like a professional footballer to get ready for one of the toughest challenges I've ever faced. On day one, I was invited down to QPR's brand new £20 million training centre for a training session with professional coaches. I was back for the first time in 10 years and all the memories came flooding back. So after 10 years, I am back at the QPR ground. There's a lot of mixed feelings right now. Right in that building is where I got told that I wasn't going to be offered a contract and I'd be released. Quite an emotional one right now, but it feels good to be back. I got ready in the change room and then caught up with an old coach on the way to the pitch before reminiscing about some happy moments. On day 1 and day 8, a professional coach will take us through academy level training session, and it won't be easy. Today's session was based on ball mastery, which is essential for all high-level players. After a few stretches and warm-up passing, we got straight into the main drill. In the academy, they make sure to do these drills over and over again until it becomes second nature. We then moved into more game-based drills with higher intensity, and my legs were on fire by the end of them. But even though it was a serious session, we still managed to find some fun in being competitive. Oh man, I went last second at QPR today, I'm telling you. That wraps it up for today, but we'll be back on day 8 to play in a trial match in front of professional coaches. Alright, so I'm in the gym today about to do my old academy workout. It's gonna be extremely difficult, so you know I'm not doing it alone. I got my boy Zayn with me now. Me and Zayn are both playing at QPR. Are you ready for this workout? You're gonna have to be now. First thing we are doing is getting our stretches on. So nice and easy. It's the easiest thing we can do, okay? Okay, so for the first stretch, extend your leg. The other leg. Extend the other leg, bro. No, not like that, bro. Like the other way. Put that leg down. Now put that leg up. Oh my, bro. This is meant to be the easy part. You can't even do the stretching. Back in the academy, I didn't take stretching seriously, and that led to me getting a few serious injuries prior to getting released. That's why now I always make sure to do them properly. The academy gym session we were doing today was core and plyometric focus, which is aimed to increase power and explosiveness. We then rounded off the session with some cardio. Let me go see how Zayn's doing. You crying? Hey, maybe I took this too far. On day 3, I had a well-deserved rest, and that's because on day 4, I played in a practice match alongside some ex-professionals. Now, before this moment, due to injuries and a busy schedule, I hadn't played in a full match in nearly a year. And on day 10, I'll be up against a team of ex-professional footballers, so it was important that I got some match fitness. For this match, I had 1 goal and 1 goal only to get on the score sheet. The only problem was, when I came on, my team was down 3-0 already, and that meant there was a lot of pressure on me to get us back in the game. Even though I'd been out for a while, I did feel pretty sharp whilst playing, but I was missing that bit of finesse with my end product, and that was clear to see when I received the ball out on the left. I drove forward before cutting inside, faking to shoot not once, but twice, before a weak effort at the goalkeeper. I continued to work hard though for my team, and I kept trying to create chances, even when the pitch wasn't helping. And then, after a decent cross into the box, I finally put the ball into the net, all for the referee to call it offside. And things got even worse as the opposition made it 4-0. And at this point, I was finding it hard to hide my frustration. The game was all but over now, but I wasn't ready to give up. With minutes left to play, I took the ball past 2 defenders, then sprinted towards the goal. I was through, but the ball bobbled up at the wrong second and the goalkeeper got it clear. We were now into the final seconds of the game, and I was still determined to score my goal. And after a good combination in the box, it finally happened. Yeah! Despite it being just a consolation goal, it felt good to get back on the score sheet. My team did lose today, but now I'm even more determined to make sure we get the win in 6 days' time. Now, as an attacking player, it's very likely that I'll have a lot of chances in the match, and I wanted to be prepared. So on day 7, I took a trip down to QPR's dome to have a private shooting lesson from the legend himself, Roberto Carlos.
So I'm here with the king, the goal king, the free kick king, Roberto Carlos.
And for the next 60 minutes, I am his student.
What advice can you give me? Technique?
A técnica ele já tem. É apenas acertar, pegar a referência do gol.
Not a bad first practice free kick session, innit? Roberto Carlos is my teacher.
Lá ele tava batendo por cima da barreira.
It didn't start off as planned though.
Ooh.
I was struggling to find a good rhythm. My free kicks kept going high and wide.
Eesh.
But after I missed about 10 in a row, Roberto stepped in to show me how it's done. His technique was still perfect. He could just score with ease. For my next attempt, Roberto told me to try something different. He placed the ball down and told me to take 2 steps to the left and 2 steps backwards. And well, the results speak for themselves.
See, that's why. This is why he's the king.
I had finally found the perfect technique, but now Roberto had another challenge for me.
Do you think I'll be able to do it?
It's easy.
Easy?
The same last time.
To try and score with his iconic Trivela shot.
Let's see.
Yep, that didn't go to plan, but it didn't matter. With my new technique given to me by Roberto Carlos himself, I felt ready to score on match day. On day 8, it was time for the training ground match. The teams were chosen and the match began. Even though it was just a training match, it was intense from the start as both teams wanted to win. On a personal note, I needed a good performance today to give me the confidence going into the big match on day 10. And let me just say this, both teams went all out. The Pinks scored twice in 2 minutes. Then I cut inside and smashed the ball towards the goal, but it rattled the bar. But on the next attack, an amazing cross was met at the back post to get a goal back. And then after a mazy run from my good friend Zayn, he laid the ball to me and I slid it past the goalkeeper. The opponents went up the other end and scored a scrappy goal to regain the lead. And then with the last attack of the game, I took it down the line and chipped the ball to the back post and returned the favour to Zayn. The game ended in a draw, so we finished off with some penalties, which is exactly what will happen on day 10 if the match is a draw after 90 minutes. And this is where it all went wrong. There were some brilliant penalties taken and some unlucky ones. And after 8 penalties were taken, the responsibility fell on me. I had the most important penalty. I needed to score or the opponents would have the chance to win it. And I missed. But luckily for me, the goalkeeper was deemed to have left his line too early and now I could retake the penalty. Missing 2 penalties in a row in front of everyone would completely knock my confidence. So I had to score. But my penalty went wide again. I couldn't believe it.
So if he scores this, they win.
I missed not 1 but 2 penalties. And now, if the game did go to penalties in the big match on day 10, I didn't feel confident anymore that I would score.
Alright, so we're back at QPR. I'm about to go and speak to the academy boys. It's a very important week for them. It's keep or release week. So I've been there before and I really want to give them my perspective and hopefully inspire a few, motivate a few. I'm looking forward to this, man. It's always lovely to be back at QPR. Always.
I headed inside and into the classroom to meet the academy boys. It was amazing to share my experiences with the boys from when I was in their exact position 10 years ago. I spoke about the good times.
Favourite moment? My first goal for QPR, which was playing up a year. Ball came out halfway. Bang, left foot crossed my own. Believe it if you want, but that's what happened, isn't it? That's what happened.
But also some not so good times.
We played Chelsea. I want someone to try and guess the score, what the score was.
That was a good guess.
There you go. We lost 16-2. Like that.
But most importantly, I wanted to show them that no matter the setback, anything is possible.
You joined QPR praying that you play at the stadium one day, and I got released. I thought that would never happen. 10 years later, it's happening.
Okay, dreams come true.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. A big thank you then to
Thank you,
Lorrie.
And now, it was time to make my dream come true.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is match day. I never actually made it this far to see this. So yeah, this is, oh man, this is mad. Most importantly, let's get in the changing room and find out which number I am.
I made my way into the changing room and ran into one of my teammates.
Your faces straight away. The boy.
What can I say? We're back.
You know what I'm saying? Back with it.
But the main question on my mind was which shirt number did I get?
You seen it? Is it good, yeah? Good number? 10.
That's right, I got given the number 10 shirt.
Yeah, oh, number 9 and number 10. Number 9 and number 10.
Now it was time to head outside for the warm-up. And this would be my first time ever walking onto the pitch.
We made it. Hey, wait 10 years to be on this pitch. It's time to get a little warm-up in, get ready for the match.
Before the game, we were taken through a professional warm-up to make sure we were ready. This game meant everything to me, so I needed to be fully prepared. It felt so good just kicking the ball around at the stadium. I'd waited a long time for this moment, and the time had finally come. As the manager chose the starting 11, the nerves were starting to hit me. I'd done so much to get here. Now, I had to make it count. As I walked out onto the pitch, I could see my family and friends waving to me from the stands. I knew I couldn't let them down. We were about to face a team of ex-pros. This will be the most difficult test yet. And that turned out to be the case. The pros absolutely dominated possession. I kept chasing them around and I couldn't get close to the ball. So when I finally got my first touch of the game, I needed to make something happen. I cut inside past the defender, then I tried to put E-Man through, but the pass was intercepted. At this point, I started to get frustrated. So I made a decision that would change everything. I decided to move from right wing into midfield. And this meant I was able to link up with my bro, E-Man SV2. And immediately, our team looked more dangerous. E-Man played a long ball over the top. I ran onto it and forced the goalkeeper to make an error, winning a dangerous free kick for our team. Ex-pro Colin Kazim Richards took it and nearly scored. But then, the opponents counterattacked and won themselves a penalty. The striker stepped up and made it 1-0. We needed to get back into the game, and luckily A-Star pounced on a defensive mistake to equalize the game. Now that I was playing in midfield, I was getting more comfortable on the ball. I kept driving forward, trying to create chances for my team. The ex-pros were solid at the back, so there were barely any shots on goal. But I was about to get the best chance of the game. E-Man put me through and I sprinted past the defense. This was my moment. I was completely through with only the keeper to beat, and I wasted what might be my only chance. And then I was substituted.
First half over, on the bench now. Should have scored. I was playing in my mind, I should have scored.
And I was right, I should have scored. But early in the second half, E-Man had a massive chance to score, and he did.
E-Man!
After a brilliant finish from E-Man SV2, we were now in the lead. But that lead didn't last long. My boy Mr. Composure scored a crazy backheel goal to equalize. And at that moment, the manager called me to come on. Now I felt like it was up to me to win us this game. And when I came on, I was hungry. All that was on my mind was scoring my dream goal. So when London Movements chipped the ball over the top to me, I thought my time had come. But I missed again. The defender did handball it, but deep down, I know I should have scored. And matters went from bad to worse when the opponent scored an amazing free kick to regain the lead. With time running out now, the opponents committed everyone forward to try and finish the game, but this turned out to be their biggest mistake. I was now left with a clear run to goal with only one defender left to beat. So when I headed the ball over him, I knew it was time to make my dream come true. After running onto the long ball from Ibby, I beat the defender, then composed myself to finish past the goalkeeper. After waiting 10 years, I had finally done it. I had scored a goal at the stadium and celebrated in front of my family and friends. There were 2 goals left in the match though, and the first one came from the opponents, before Man City legend Nedum Onuoha scored in the last minute to send the game to penalties. And this was the worst thing that could happen. On day 8, I missed 2 penalties in a row, and now I didn't feel confident to take a penalty. But after seeing my friends and family in the crowd, I knew I couldn't let them down. I had to step up.
Who's got number 2?
Jay.
Jay takes 3. 4. Who wants number 5?
Oh, I'm nervous. I can't lie.
The opponents took first, and we were 1-0 down in the shootout. Eman SV2 was next up, and he converted his penalty. They scored their second penalty, and after 2 back-to-back Penenkas were scored, it was now my turn to step up. Before this point, every taker had scored, and now there was so much pressure on me to score. But these are the moments I used to dream of, and now I had the chance to live it. I calmly dispatched my penalty and then shushed the goalkeeper after.
I did it.
And then we had our first miss of the shootout. So when Colin Kazim Richards scored this amazing penalty, it meant a save here would win us the shootout. The keeper made an amazing save to win us the match.
Come on!
10 years after being released, I had finally lived out my childhood dream.